So we're on to Cancer now. Let's look into what is coming up for Cancer this week. What is coming up for Cancer this week? First card, we have the Wheel of Fortune. Second card, King of Swords. And third card, Page of Cups. Okay. All right. So first thing I get, at the bottom, we do have the Knight of Wands. This could be about the wheel turning in your favor in regards to a situation with a person that might have been more in and out of your life, with the Knight of Wands being at the bottom here. I see that a cycle that involves someone that, this could be even you, maybe the energy you might be feeling, maybe. But then we have the Page of Cups, which could actually be you. Something about, you could get an apology, right? Or perhaps you could be apologizing to somebody else. We can get a little bit more about it, but it's a new cycle. Someone might have been cold, closed off, but there could be an opportunity to open up here. And it's either you or them coming in to try to make things right. Perhaps you could be feeling like you want to reach out to someone as well. The World card. So this just flipped out as I was shuffling to get some more clarity. And I see the World card here popping out. I feel like this is something you already closed out, though. Maybe you already closed this out, or maybe it's currently closing out. And so this could be about tying up loose ends in a situation. This could be about looking at a different perspective of that lesson or whatever it was, whatever part it played for you in your life. Got fixed signs here, so it could be someone that has fixed signs in their chart, like not Cancer, Scorpio, Taurus, Leo, and Aquarius. Maybe you're thinking about whether or not you want to restart something. Maybe something already closed out. And so this is a period of time where you're trying to make a decision as to whether or not you want to restart this or work on this, or whether you want to just put it to rest. Okay, let's get some more clarity for Cancer. I'm going to put the World card back. Okay. Some more clarity on these cards. Clarify the King of Swords for Cancer. King of Cups. Okay. So I kind of take the King of Cups as being you, right? And this is clarifying. Either you or somebody else. There's something here where something is, this could also be a new cycle though. Okay, maybe this is somebody new that you're meeting if it's not a previous thing. But perhaps, okay, I get it. This King of Swords could be someone you're interested in. Okay. And because you had closed out a cycle already with that World card. So this King of Swords, you're looking to pursue, maybe. And so you could be the Page of Cups that wants to offer something. This could be maybe it's something that was never actually serious. Maybe you've known this person for a while, but you're deciding whether or not you want to take it further. This could be a week where you choose to open up about that, or have a discussion on that. But I'm also seeing how this King of Cups, in this deck anyways, has his back turned. So if this is a previous thing that happened, then this could be an apology coming in from either you or them, something that just to get some closure on a situation so that you can start a passionate new beginning with somebody else, or in a different direction, even altogether. Clarify the Page of Cups. Clarify the Page of Cups for Cancer. Oh, the Tower. Okay. So then for some of you, this could be about, something that kind of came to an end and there was a tower moment, and maybe somebody wants to apologize or wants to reach out and mend the fences. And deciding whether or not to rebuild or to just go different directions. Yeah, that's what I see. Let's clarify the, Six of Cups flipped over. So a lot of you, I believe, it's about a past situation with the Six of Cups popping out here now. I was about to clarify the Wheel of Fortune, and this flipped over right away. So talking about a situation from the past, tying up loose ends, where, and I'm noticing here with the King of Cups clarifying the King of Swords, it's like the way, it's like they're looking at each other, right? Like they're having a face-off. And then we have the Page of Cups. Because after a tower moment happened, after a big fight or something fell apart, there's an offer of kindness and more empathy so that it doesn't end on a bad note. But that's what I see for you guys this week, Cancer. All right, so let's go ahead and move to Leo. First, I'm going to get some water. So hold on one second. All right, now we're on to Leo. What's coming up for Leo this week, Spirit? What's coming up for Leo this week? One more. Okay. For Leo. All right, Leo, first card. 2 of Cups. Second card. Ace of Wands. Third card. 6 of Swords. At the bottom, we do have the Knight of Swords. This could be something that comes out of the blue, or starting off on a good note, though, with the 2 of Cups. This could be maybe you make friends with somebody, you have an intimate moment, or you connect on a deeper level with someone this week. This could be love or friendship, even family, but it talks about close relationships and a lot of healing. Then we have the Ace of Wands, and this is about that creative start, something new, passionate. But what throws me off is the 6 of Swords. So at the end of that, the 6 of Swords comes out, like you're moving away from it. So for some Leos, this could be about you moving away from a situation that was once very prominent in your life. Could be a friend or a lover that you're choosing to go separate ways from. Yeah, because it's like it starts like this, right? This new start here. Or something that you were very passionate about, having a brand new fresh start with, and then moving away from it. This could be let me get some more clarity though. I was looking at the Knight of Swords at the bottom, which can speak to a lot of harsh words, something that, because the Knight of Swords is very impulsive, and they can cut you with words, right? They speak without really thinking. And so perhaps that's why you're moving away from this situation. But let's clarify. Clarify the 2 of Cups for Leo. Clarify the 2 of Cups for Leo. We have the 7 of Pentacles. So it looks like you were waiting on this situation for a while, and you notice how there's a ghost here. Perhaps you felt very alone in this situation. Like you felt you were investing a lot of yourself and your efforts into something that had already passed, right? Maybe something had gone past its expiration date in a way. Clarify the Ace of Wands. What's this Ace of Wands? Ace of Wands could also be talking about a challenge as well. Urgency and challenge. Clarify the Ace of Wands for Leo. Oh, yeah, Ten of Swords. Yeah. Ten of Swords clarifies that. Something that was very challenging. Maybe this could have been something that never really grew to the point that you were hoping that it would grow to. And so that's why this Ace of Wands is here. Something that never really got off the ground, and you felt alone in the situation. You could have felt a sense of betrayal as well, right? Because if you were investing a lot of yourself in something, but you were the only one doing it, that gives a sense of betrayal, right? Maybe you could have also found out some things. With this Knight of Swords here, it's like you could have found out some things about an individual. This could be love or friendship, okay? And it was something very painful because you had high hopes for someone, but that was just potential, right? And so I think what you could be working towards is moving away from a situation and healing a lot from this. So it could be a challenge for you to see the truth of it in a way, because your heart was very much there, but you're protected. We have the Eight of Wands. I always notice this angel here. Even if you feel like, so I'm going to mention something else. This could also be a situation where you felt as though you were kind of made to, you found out information that really, really hurt you. And it was like, maybe in a way where you felt you were outnumbered by something, right? All these wands are going at the angel, but the angel, the thing is, the angel has a spear, even though she's by herself against these eight wands coming at her. This could represent communication as well. This could represent communication coming at somebody. With this Knight of Swords here, that could talk about someone being very cutting with their words and very degrading. And so you see here, it's like, even though it might feel as though you wish you could just kind of you may feel like you are alone in this situation, is what I'm saying. And that's what made it so difficult, because you were alone in the situation, possibly feeling outnumbered. But you do have support. The angel is here to support you, and it's time for healing. And the Six of Swords is clarified by the Eight of Wands, because that's what you're moving away from. You're moving away from a chaotic energy, something that was not good for your heart, not good for your soul. Yeah, that's what I see. Is there anything else for Leo? Anything else for Leo? Yeah, I'm also noticing that there's people fighting in the back here. In the very back, there's people fighting. That could represent, okay, I'm getting another thing here too. You're moving away from a situation where you felt that you were not heard. And maybe people had a certain perception of you that wasn't true. But you're moving away from proving yourself. You're moving away from that. You're getting away from the chaos and you're letting the higher forces take care of it, right? Because God knows. God knows what happened. God sees all. And you don't have to stay in something that you feel like you you don't have to stay in something that you don't feel valued. And if you feel like you are being backstabbed, you don't, no one deserves that. It doesn't matter who you are. No one deserves to be backstabbed. Like, and I almost feel like this could have been intentional. Not for all, but for some, it could have been intentional. And that's when, and that's why the angel's here, because the angel sees this. It's almost like the Eight of Wands are trying to direct like negative energies at you, but the angel's protecting you because the angel knows that you don't deserve to have that energy placed on you. Does that make sense? So just know that you're protected. Okay, is there anything else for Leo? We have the Knight of Pentacles. Oop. I'm going to look that up really quickly in this deck. Yeah, it represents responsibility and work. So you're taking responsibility for yourself. You're taking responsibility for your life and moving forwards because you want something that you feel that is like an equal give and take. And you don't want to feel that sense of betrayal. You could be healing a lot more around this time, but you know it's going to be a slow and steady thing. At the bottom of the deck, we do have the Ace of Cups, though. So that's a very promising card to show up. So there is new opportunities for you, but I think you're more focused on your work right now. I'm also going to say something else. If it's not that first, storyline, another storyline that I'm seeing is that you could get swift communication in from somebody who you maybe already had, like someone might want to have a new start with you. Okay. So another thing I'm seeing is someone could want a new start with you because maybe there is a fight. It was because of this Knight of Swords behavior. And it's like whatever decision, or there's been no talking. And it's like waiting for some kind of healing after something happened. And then we have the Ace of Wands because someone might want to have a new start with the Ace of Wands because of the Ten of Swords that took place. And the Six of Swords is like that proposal is going to be about wanting to go to more calmer waters and to have something more healing. So that's another thing too. There's two different stories for Leos, depending on which story is yours, right? And yeah, someone might want to have a new start where it is out of the chaos, out of the pain, moving to calmer waters, something that's healing, or to close something out in a healing way, to close something out that is that benefits both. But with the Knight of Pentacles and the Ace of Cups, it could be about wanting that new start, right? The Knight of Pentacles could represent an individual. Maybe this individual is working on their finances. Maybe this individual is having a hard time with money, but they're trying to slowly, steadily make their way. And they want to have a new start emotionally with you. So that's another thing I see. That's for Leos. Now let's move on to Virgo. All right. Virgo, what's coming up for Virgos this week? What's coming up for Virgos this week? Virgos, you guys are almost out of the Saturn opposition. Ever since Saturn went into Pisces, it's been opposing your sign, which brought about a lot of heaviness, a lot of disappointing kind of energies for you, especially in the department of relationships. So since we're at the very last end, the tail end of Saturn in Pisces before it permanently moves into Aries, things will start to lighten up for you. They will start to get better, but it's just surviving that last bit. So, okay. So one last shuffle for Virgos. Okay. Virgo. What's coming up for Virgo this week? We have Temperance. We have the Tower. And we have the Page of Swords. Okay. At the bottom, we do have the Ten of Swords. So that tells me that something recently ended. Something that felt defeating. You're having patience this week. You're learning to kind of balance things out. With the Temperance card here, maybe you're diving into spirituality. I also do see the Temperance card as a very spiritual card where you are being protected. So you have a lot of protection from angels right now and loved ones, helping you get through whatever difficulty you've been experiencing, adapting to changes that possibly took place with this ending here. The Tower card is next. And so I think plain. So I think that what's being balanced out here is the sudden changes that you might be experiencing. Whether it's a relationship that ended, whether it is a friendship that ended, a job that ended, maybe your whole entire living situation just turned upside down and you have to look for a new place. You're trying to maybe research what to do about these changes, trying to learn something. But the main message I get, though, is that you've already gone through this tower. So it's mainly just having spiritual protection over the feelings that you're still working through. You could have felt a sense of betrayal as well with the Ten of Swords being at the bottom here. You felt defeated in a situation. Maybe you're holding on to resentment as well. And so that is what you're working through. The Page of Swords. This could also talk about somebody that has been keeping an eye on you, that's been curious to see what you've been up to. Let's see. Let's clarify further. But the Page of Swords is also about protection as you plan things out. For some, you guys experienced a divorce, and so this is what you're dealing with at the moment. And perhaps there's a lot of chaos between the families being split apart, right? Because around the holidays, especially if you have kids, it can get very hectic. And then, it's that drama of like not wanting to ruin the family gathering. How do you stay cordial with somebody, right? That's a very uncomfortable experience. And you're trying to keep things balanced for the kids and for the family. So that could be a very difficult thing. And you're trying to have patience. That's not for all of you, but for some of you, it could be. That's what it could be. So let's get some clarity. Let's clarify the cards for Virgo. Clarify the Page of Swords because I'm curious about the page. Oh, 3 cards came out. The 3 of Swords. Yeah, this is heartbreak. The Page of Swords could be the very person that you had an ending with. Yeah, because we have the 3 of Swords. Then we have the 2 of Wands, which talks about reflecting on a path, right? And then the Knight of Cups. So this could be a person that might want to, if you guys haven't talked, maybe there's a desire to reach out. Or they could feel conflicted about what to do. But this could talk about them thinking about you, right? Or looking in to see what you're doing or how you're doing, checking on you online or through other methods. Yeah, because I noticed that there is With this Two of Wands in the middle, it talks about those two paths. Either you take the path of the Three of Swords, where you see the people on the hill walking away, right? But you see the behind the Three of Swords and the heart. And then you have the Knight of Cups, where it talks about a romantic gesture or a emotional gesture. So it could talk about that person being conflicted. If it's not the person you had an ending with, then this could be just a completely new person that also recently went through heartbreak, right? But they're interested in you. And so if you know of this person already and you already know that they are interested in you, perhaps you are also like not wanting to take things too fast and you want to take it slower because you just recently went through something big. Could be that. Okay, let's get more clarity for Virgos. Six of Cups came out. Yeah. So this could be somebody from your past. Yeah. The Six of Cups. Mm-hmm. Someone from your past. Clarify the Tower. Clarify the Tower. Clarify the Tower. Oh, King of Pentacles. King of Pentacles. Could be with another earth sign. Or this could represent a tower instability, right? Yeah. So, and here it's about the King of Pentacles represents like trade and stability, but there's a sudden change with that. I mean, of course, when a tower moment happens, that takes away that stability, but it could be with job stability, or again, a person. Six of Wands. I do see that for those of you that this is not really love related, this could be like your financial state where there was some change at work. And so either something happened where some drama, you could have dealt with somebody who betrayed you at a job or a friend. And so it's like something went sour and a tower moment happened. It's like that recognition, or like you felt like, oh yes, I'm getting like good recognition, all that kind of stuff. It's like his back is being turned to that. I don't know. It's an interesting way to look at this, but I almost feel like that's the tower moment. The tower moment is somebody turned their back on you, where once they gave a lot of recognition, a lot of praise, If it's not that, it's like work related where you were doing so good and then all of a sudden it's like taken away from you and you have to start over in something. Um, hmm. Clarify the temperance for Virgo. Clarify the temperance card for Virgo. Oh, okay. All right. So we have the Hierophant card and we have the Page of Cups. That is the temperance. Yeah, I feel like this is also another spiritual card. The Hierophant card talks about spiritual lessons. It's the card of Taurus. It's about traditional things, learning new things. Something that's of a higher, it's higher knowledge. Clarifying a spiritual card already. And then the Page of Cups. Perhaps you are looking at things from a different perspective, trying to adapt to these changes in your life that was created from an ending. And then there's this tower moment, feeling of instability and trying to heal from something, and trying to kind of dive deeper into why certain things happen. And you're being protected in that. And you're looking at the lesson behind it as well, right? You're looking at the lesson behind it. The Hierophant is about a spiritual guide, and the Page of Cups here is representing news, an idea. You could be asking and seeking for spiritual direction and spiritual guidance in a matter that could be quite complex for you, because you want to find closure, either closure, or you want to find some kind of solution to whatever this is. And you are transmuting that and reflecting on that. Even though amongst all the changes that could be happening around you, perhaps this is also talking about you learning, doing research, right? This doesn't have to be another person. It could just be about researching. However, this could also be about you looking into a situation that involved, you're reflecting on this particular situation that you had an ending with. So this could be what it is. This next week is about you're reflecting on learning something about that, trying to gain more knowledge on that situation. That's what I see. At the bottom, we have the moon. So the moon it does talk about unknowns, right? It talks about secrets, the unknowns. It talks about illusions. It talks about the darkness, what we don't see. And you might feel like you're struggling with that. because you don't know how to feel about a situation, there could still be a lot of things, a lot of unanswered questions in that matter. But in this deck, it says the moon card is about dreams, danger, attraction of the unknown. So, if this isn't involving like something that recently happened, maybe you're just going through a reflection of your past situations, your past relationships, your past lessons. Yeah. Hmm. But you do have angels watching over you. The Temperance card is a very big card of angels watching over you and protecting you. That's what I have for you, Virgo.